Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Watt's Farm for Farm Sim 17. And I finished all the windrowing and I've got a fair bit of the baling done, so I thought we'd just get the rest of that topped off to start the day. Gotta get it in a little tighter than that. Don't like missing it. There we go. That's a little better. And I do believe the only one I've got left is the square field. So, which is the one we planted. But I do want to grab this, just because, it's there. So I do hope everyone is doing well. Sure no one was silly enough to stare at the eclipse and therefore is not watching my video right now. It wasn't bad. Not quite as spectacular in this part of the world as it was with our southern neighbors, unfortunately, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool indeed. There we are. Alright, we've only one space left. I'm not sure if this is going to be the last harvest we get in before fall or not. And it said this part's all done as well. Well, apparently I might have missed a little bit here and there. That's okay. That's okay. Good fertilizer for the next crop. Look at all those happy, happy bees. Nice. Alrighty, here we go. This should be pretty straight up. This rose might be a little bit on the fat side. Let's see how we do. Lower her down and crank her up. Such a cool piece of kit. It really is. I was just watching a couple of Adam Savage's videos. He was doing some tours of some different, well, maker spots, let's just say. Pretty amazing stuff. He did the tour at MIT, but then again, I mean, that's MIT. You would expect that they have exactly what they have, which are, you know, kit from the $1 million range down to the $10 range that do amazing things that you can just sit there and drool at and go, boy, I wish I could do that. But one of the others, and it was sort of a more interesting concept, and I mean, I live in a tiny little town in sort of the middle of nowhere, so I could never have an opportunity for a similar thing. But it was basically a group of like-minded individuals had rented a huge warehouse space. This was particularly in Boston. And, you know, had slowly gathered up metal lathes and woodworking equipment, and it was divided up. They had a jewelry section for well, you know, like a jeweler's section. They had a woodworking section. They had a welding section. They had electronics. Or just this huge warehouse, you know. With a lot of very individual spaces, plus, in general, the entire workspace is shared, you know. Materials and such are, you know, you basically supply your big parts and then leftover bits are shared amongst the community. That way, you know, you don't have to buy all the little tiny bits that you might need to add to your big parts, for the most part. And amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, a place you could go where you didn't have to spend the $3,000 on that, you know, that particular type of saw or lathe or whatever it is, you know, or even the 3D printer or the laser cutter or the milling machine. Or, yeah, just really neat. I mean, like I said, there's nothing like that where I live, and I don't imagine that there ever will be, and certainly not to these sort of scales. You know, as I said, this was like, I believe, he said a 40,000 square foot warehouse. Geez, I mean, we do have some now abandoned, basically, buildings at our mill that might be that, but yeah, beyond that, I don't know. That's something I've thought of doing a little bit of a series on, maybe at some point. And to be honest with you, if I could walk better, I would have by now. Is to, you know, go down and investigate a little bit of what they're no longer making viable use of. Because, I mean, that's a very common thing now. You know, there's been so much, you know, industrial downscaling and just things. I mean, this is primarily a paper mill. You know, well, let's be honest with ourselves. Paper is just not the commodity that it used to be. You know, email has surpassed mail, and there are all kinds of materials that are not newly produced paper that are being used in its place. So, you know, they have scaled down from what used to be the largest paper mill in the world to about 200 people. And have gone from 17 paper machines to 1 running full-time, 2 occasionally. So, quite a difference, you know. And I notice this seems to be a very, very popular trend. I see this popping up all over the U.S., all over, well, pretty much all of the industrialized world, I guess. You know, whereas, of course, in real growth worlds that are starting their industrial sort of boom, you sort of see the opposite. Every usable space is put to use to, you know, become some kind of a factory or a production place. But I think a lot of our ideas on production are going to be changing as well. And it is things like these maker spaces that are going to bring a lot of it about. And they're also important because they're doing something that, like, I used to be a goldsmith, and would actually surprise you how many craftsman level goldsmiths there still are. You know, most of what you see on display is machine produced, you know, or there is a minimal amount of actual craftsmanship. There's a processing done. You know, whether it is, in fact, by a person or a machine, it is still a, you know, number-by-number process that's done. I was a little more of the old school. You know, if you wanted a piece of jewelry, well, I started by carving you a one-of-a-kind wax of whatever it was you wanted, and then built every single piece of it by hand, the settings, the, you know, whatever it may be. So, but yeah, with this maker movement, that's something else that seems to be going hand in hand with it. You know, is that a part of what a lot of these things, you know, a part of their deal to these shared resources and such is that, you know, you pass along your knowledge, and, you know, if somebody comes up to you with a question like, oh, how do you do that? Or, you know, what's the process to get from this point to that point? You know, you would freely share it with them. And when you think about it, why not? You know, I mean, I was a self-taught goldsmith, you know, and then I became a self-taught jeweler. But believe me, there are easier, more efficient, and less costly, you know, with a little guidance, you make fewer mistakes, you know. And I started teaching myself goldsmithing, you know, and gem setting and that sort of thing, not before the advent of the internet, but certainly before it was as prosperous a tool as it is now. So it was a different time. We got more bales than, I mean, this is just nuts. Look at this. Yeah, I don't know that we'll be needing that fall. Well, I suppose it depends, though. You know, we're going to have to see how our cattle do. They're not, they're certainly not breeding at a high rate, but then again, they're on a diet of grass, which is like one of the, you know, many things that we really need to make them peak. I think I was looking at, after the last time the actual specs loaded in, I was looking at it, and I believe it was like 196 hours till the next calf was going to be born. I'm thinking, well, alright. So in other words, we're pretty much done because it's late summer now and there isn't 196 hours left in the breeding season. So we didn't do well, let's just say. But it is our first year, you know. And it could have something to do with, I do recall buying 20 cows. I don't really recall buying a bull. Although I know that's, you know, especially with a small dairy operation like ours, you wouldn't always have your own bull, right? All of your cows, if you wish to breed them, you would, you know, go online and find the particular stud of choice and then go, you know, send me a bottle of Billy Bull there and, you know, we'll get right on it. Yeah. So, I can't imagine it's going to be near as much fun for the cow, but that's farming in the modern age. It's probably just as much fun for the bull. But anyway, let's get on to another subject here. How are we doing? Wow. We are... Look at that. I'll tell you. Well, that was close. I almost made a really bad joke. I can't believe it. Yeah. Steady now, they're demonetizing videos for the strangest reasons. If you'd have told that joke, they would have demonetized your entire channel. Yeah. That $7 a month would just not be coming in anymore. There you go. I'd have to switch back to the cheap brand, Katie. Got it. Yeah, was watching my buddy Mirrorman there, Reefy, doing his thing on the old Mountain Valley farm. Finally starting to cut a few fields in there. Really good series. I hope you guys... there's always a link to his channel down below. And I think only one of like 2 that I do link. It's good stuff. Definitely. He's not... not above a little bit of humor, and intentional or not. Very knowledgeable about the game too. In fact, he's got some really good tutorials on his channel about the Seasons mod and those sort of things. They're well worth your time. And it would appear that once again my plan has come to fruition. I've managed to aimlessly ramble on about things long enough to get through this entire field of hay. And there's a thing of beauty. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Didn't really do that. Whoop. That went for a bit of a hoo-hoo, eh? Didn't do that bad. Did not do that bad at all, I must say. Just grab a couple little extra bits and pieces here and there. Hopefully we can. Really? You're really gonna do that, alright? Oh, well, okay, as long as you're just gonna keep trading them. Yeah, this is just getting goofatastic. Why would you stick to my wheels? Quit sticking to my wheels. Thank you. The thing I do for the extra 5 blades of grass, I'm missing most of them anyway, of course, because we can't turn sharp enough. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna call it good. Now, there There we go. We'll squirt that guy out. No? Alright. Apparently that one's not full enough to squirt out, so good enough. Let's head home. Yeah. We'll take a quick whiz-bang past the old bee thing. Make sure nothing needs emergency tending. Nope. 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 Nada. Nope. Not a bit of it. So we'll leave the funny little bees to do their thing. So, we have a couple of rows to pick up with the forage wagon. And those are going to pretty much go straight to the cows and the sheep. Well, I see I've already done that. Alrighty then. Yeah. Well, there you are. I have often mentioned that I don't have the best memory. And now apparently it's finally worked its way to that inevitable point. It's gone from having very little to none. So yes, I have reached the entropic peak of memory deprivation. There you are. Look at that. A whole new term for my issue. The entropic peak of memory deprivation. Simply put, I forget just about everything. Goes in one ear, out the other. Head like a sieve. Alrighty. So, we've got that done, and I guess what I'm actually doing is simply taking this home, and I don't know that Johnny D is going to be my choice to haul the bale wagon around, simply because I think we're going to have one huge load of bales to come in. So I think we may just grab the man and assign it the task. There we go. And we're home. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, sure. We'll grab the man there. You the man. You have to say that every once in a while or it gives you a hassle starting. So, here we go. Oh. There we go. That might make it a little more difficult. Oh, heck yeah. Whoa. Oh, it turns way sharp, man. I liked it better the other way. Ah, yeah, it's almost undrivable. Ah, it's brilliant. There we go. There we... Oh, no. Load it down. Just kidding. Alright. Let's get her disconnected here, shall we? Brilliant. Well, that thing sure earned its stars out there today, I'll tell you. There's got to be a good 100 bales out there. Got to be. And I have a feeling instead of stacking them, yeah, we're going to use the terribly efficient, pretty it may not be, flake and bake sunflowers. Yeah, like I can spare sunflowers. Right now, money is not my greatest demand. Alright. Out with the old, in with the even older. Hello, how's the chickens doing today? Ooh, I see you're back, hey buddy. Right on. Who are you out rescuing this time? Oh, I thought I saw you. Did I not see you? Usually the girls aren't this chatty unless he's here. Apparently not. Oh well. Probably missed him. I heard him this morning. So he must have just wandered off on another walk. I can't really say as I blame him. I think having to listen to this noise all day would pretty much drive me up the wall. So I'd probably wander off and hide behind the barn too, or whatever the heck he's up to. Alrighty. We have a pleasant supply of eggs. I wonder if I shouldn't... If I just shouldn't... I think everything's okay in critter land there. I'll think. Yeah. I do believe. Whoa. Whoa. Come on. No, eh? Huh. Of course, I don't know if there's actually anything in it. It just does show up as a fuel tank on the thing. Alright, now, what are we doing? Whoa. There we go. This looks like just the device. That should do it. Beautiful. Alright. It's alright. It's alright. Okay. 33 liters of fuel, eh? Well, that should get us by. Alright, first things first. Ooh. That's a little bit weighty, even empty. Oh, it's gonna get busy starting tomorrow too, eh? Oh, I look forward to it. We're gonna be busy for, well, the next few days, quite busy. Alright, let's go this far and no farther. Hop, skip, and jump over to the other tractor here. Daar zit door. That's what we got for loose grass. A quick, just shy of 10K. So that's not too bad at all. That was the only stuff that we actually left as grass, was the one spot in front of the shops. And that's kind of by request. They don't really appreciate it when we go through there with the tedder and throw a bunch of dry grass all over the parking lot, because that's what ends up happening. That's not right. You want to try and get along with your neighbors. It's always something to keep in mind. Always get along with your neighbors. That way, if there is a zombie apocalypse, they won't even see you coming. I mean, you'll be there to help out. That's, yeah. Just in case anybody in the building watches us. But, yeah. Alright, we're here with muchos grass. And I'm just gonna sneak through the back way here, so... Oop. Did she spot us? I don't think she did. I don't really want the cows to know that I usually feed the sheep first. Well, for their own good, to be honest with you. I've come to realize that the sheep are a fairly formidable enemy. So if the cows decide to start something over the sheep being fed first, it won't end well for the cows. So, you know, I'm just that kind of farmer that cares that much about their animals that, you know, I worry about their social interactions. There we are. A couple of 1,000 liters of grass in there. That's a beautiful thing. How's the wool coming, ladies? It is coming 86%. We get like 3.5 bags full. Yeah, we still got lots of water. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm told once you get about 100 of each animal, then you start getting good breeding numbers. So if 20 of them's $1,000 a day, so when I reach a point where I'm only putting out about $5,000 a day in feed, they should start returning on the investment. Alrighty. Well, oop, I almost drove down there and tried to give this grass to the pigs. They would have looked at me and went, yep. They say pigs are pretty smart. Amazing how often they don't tell us how dumb people are. Hey there, Calicycles. How you doing? Indeed-a-rooney. What? Are you cereal? You didn't take nothing? Oh, bloody hell. Alright then. You know. Oh, right, I was going to say, what's the great demand? But yeah, it rhymes with useless. Now, yes, little to be done. We will dump the rest here. Whoosh. Alright, let's park it up. What us indeed. Yeah, you can make a little more of a mess, you know, if you try just a little harder. You're making the pigs look good. You really, really are. Okay, getting a little bit of the good stuff piled up there too. That's nice. That's nice. That'll help. Alright. So next on the agenda, let's get those bales stacked in the trailer and up the hill. I am so thankful looking at the number of bales down there that I have an auto-stacking device. Because, yeah. That is not something I want to do all of by hand. You know? Just don't. Just don't. Alright, let's get... stuck. There we go. Alright. And what are you doing? You're not doing anything, are you? You're just tooling around wasting frickin' gasoline. Okay. Well, how will we get you to stop that? There you are. Ta-da-da-da. I would imagine these stay at the same state for the entire late summer period, i.e. 87%? 85%, that's right. 57% was the last one. Now they're at that. Do-do-do-do-do. Your field's bigger than my field. My field's fatter than yours. Okay. Can I climb a tree? Oh, nope. Too fat to fly, can't climb trees. Yeah. Story of me life. Alright. Very nice. Oh, she's alright. Okay, let's head over, start this process. I do believe we've actually gathered bales before already here. So this won't exactly be news. That's such a beautiful little water thing, huh? Man. I think that's what I miss most about not being able to walk very well anymore. There we go. Is that, now that my car's done, I don't get to do a lot of the, you know, just quick trip down to the lake. This bale is not supported. What? What? Since when? I mean, is that not how I got all the rest of them? What the heck is going on here? Tool selection. No, there's nothing to change that. But I mean, I unloaded a whole trailer of them down there already. Half of it's still there. So... Well, that's not only a mystery, that's really screwed. Because that means now I've actually got to come along here with a trailer and hand bomb the whole works of them. What the heck? Yeah, that's strange, huh? That is really strange, because we've used it before. Well, that sure as heck doesn't please me in the slightest. I don't really know what to do about that. Maybe that bale's just a bit of a mongrel. See what happens. Nope. Obviously they're serious about it. So, yeah. Looks like I will indeed be hand-tossing every single one of these for some bizarre reason into a trailer. So, I won't put you guys through that though. So, till next time, this has been Species 7 for Farm Sim 17. Take care of each other, folks. Let me know down in the comments, well, whatever you might like to let me know. Ciao.